Shares of Tyson Foods getting grilled this morning after missing analyst estimates in its latest quarter. Company reporting a 70% drop from the prior year in its adjusted earnings per share. CEO Donnie King citing market dynamics and operational inefficiencies impacting profitability for Tyson Foods. Bottom line, not a good quarter from this company. Interesting shift potentially here. So in the pork division, we saw prices up 1.4%. The volume for that division fell 7.4%. Looks like people dropped pork and went into beef. Beef volumes up 2.9%, despite even with or look like an 8.5% price decrease. So bottom line is rotation from pork into beef. So they're going long beef, short pork.
I just want to put a fine point on how terrible these numbers were.
Yeah,
these numbers were
awful.
Terrible. The GAAP earnings per share, 88 cents. $1.33 is what analysts had been looking for. And the sales didn't look as bad. It had to do with margins. You just mentioned pork. Operating margins of pork were negative 1.4%. You don't see a negative operating margin too often. So basically, they were just caught up in a situation where you've got prices falling for many of their proteins. Mm-hmm. But in some cases, they're still paying higher prices, even though the prices for consumers are falling.
They got roasted, Julie. They got roasted.
They got roasted.
Yeah, it was almost something where I had to clean my glasses off when I was looking at these earlier on, because, I mean, you look at some of the year-over-year comps on the operating income front. This time last year, for this quarter last year, they were bringing in about $1.5 billion here, brought in $467 million in operating income this year. And it does come back to all of the different price fluctuations as well. You were talking about beef and pork. Well, the average price change for beef, that was down 8.5% versus the up 31% year-over-year estimate, or the estimate was for down 7%, was down a little bit more than that. But you compare that to last year when it was up 31%. So a massive wipeout there.
Yeah, not to pull all the feathers out of this company here, but there was a positive area on the prepared foods. The operating margin's up 220 basis points year over year, and that fits with some pretty good overall results from the prepared foods players, Conagra Brands, you name it. PepsiCo reports earnings later this week. Some of these companies have had a lot of success pushing through higher prices, and in the case of Tyson, that's Hillshire Brands. Well, gotcha. And Ballpark hot dogs.
No working
Ballpark,
there. But
chicken nuggets too.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Not working. Not working elsewhere though. Besides those finished products.
This quarter really flew away from Julie.
I was looking to see if the transcript of the earnings call was up yet, if there was any talk of eggs. Even though Tyson doesn't sell eggs directly, maybe there would be some implications for the poultry flocks.
Chickens and eggs.